Join me as I dive into the hidden challenges of owning a Malinois and see if I can handle the dark side of this amazing breed. Owning a Malinois has become increasingly popular over the years, and it's easy to see why. With their intelligence, athleticism, and loyalty, they're the ultimate working dog. But as appealing as they are, there's a side to owning a Malinois that many people don't talk about: the challenges that come with bringing one home. One of the biggest issues Malinois owners face is their high energy levels. These dogs were bred to work, and if they don't get the physical and mental stimulation they need, they can get restless and destructive. They also require a lot of attention and socialization from an early age, or they can develop behavioral problems later in life. And if you're not experienced in training, you might find yourself struggling to manage their strong will and independence. Welcome to the dark side of the Malinois, where you may find yourself questioning your sanity and possibly your furniture. Imagine this. You're sitting on your couch, sipping coffee, when suddenly your Belgian Malinois is staring at you like a tiny, fluffy shadow of doom. The Malinois doesn't ask for attention, it demands it. With eyes that burn through your soul, it will nudge, paw, and possibly perform interpretive dance to make sure you're aware that it needs all of your attention right this moment, or else expect the wrath of a 50-pound dog with the energy of an Olympic athlete. The true dark side of owning a Malinois is discovering that they possess a sixth sense for disaster. Got a tiny scratch on your hand? They'll sniff it out and give you the most concerned look, like you're on the brink of death. And don't even think about sneezing. Malinois are notorious for immediately diagnosing any bodily function as a threat, whether it's a cough, a sniffle, or, heaven forbid, a yawn. In the blink of an eye, you're not just a pet owner anymore. You're a patient in a never-ending medical emergency. Forget privacy. There's no such thing when you have a Malinois. They'll be underfoot, on your lap, and next to you in the shower because your well-being is their full-time job. Welcome to the Malinois' secret agent life, where everything in your home is a potential target. That harmless sock on the floor? It's an intruder. That tree outside your window? Definitely hiding a spy. Your fridge? It's a vault. And only the Malinois should have the key. If you thought that owning a Malinois meant having a companion who would chill on the couch next to you, think again. You're now living with a dog who considers its mission to guard your household 24/7. And when you forget to give them a job, they'll make their own. Spoiler alert, it usually involves your shoes. Have you ever heard of the Malinois zoomies? It's not a cute little jog around the house. It's an extreme form of canine existential crisis. It's like watching a tornado in action. Your Malinois will suddenly launch themselves into a high-speed chase around your living room, careening off walls like they've been possessed by the spirit of a hyperactive jet engine. You might find yourself questioning whether you're raising a dog or a miniature horse on roller skates. And just when you think it's safe, the zoomies strike again. In the middle of the night at 3 a.m., right after you finally dozed off. You're not safe. No one is safe. The Malinois never sleeps, because why would they? Who needs sleep when you can have a dog with an endless supply of energy that feels like it's powered by a combination of raw ambition and a secret stash of Red Bull? This dog doesn't rest. It's on high alert, checking every corner of your house for suspicious activity. That squirrel outside your window? No one is getting past the Malinois on guard duty. And if you dare sit still for more than 5 minutes, you'll be stared at with such intensity that it could only be described as an act of psychological warfare. Don't even think about turning on Netflix without first running an obstacle course. And if you're starting to feel like your Malinois is too alert, don't worry. The Malinois has mastered the art of being 10 steps ahead of you. Need to go to the bathroom? Not without the Malinois. They'll be waiting outside the door, making sure no one tries to sneak in and steal your toothbrush. And forget about sneaking in a nap on the couch. If you lay down, you'll soon find yourself surrounded by a very concerned Malinois, staring at you as if you've made the grave mistake of becoming an unapproved napper. You're not resting, you're under constant surveillance. Do you want to test your patience? Try owning a Malinois when you've forgotten to feed them dinner on time. What you'll experience is nothing short of a drama-filled meltdown. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk happily typing away and then, boom! The Malinois decides it's time to conduct a 30-minute performance of "I will cry until you feed me," accompanied by high-pitched whining, frantic pacing, and an adorable yet incredibly guilt-inducing stare. By the end of this soulful performance, you will know exactly what it feels like to be coerced into action by sheer, relentless puppy drama. The Malinois don't let you have secrets. Remember that snack you're trying to sneak? They know. Your Malinois has an unprecedented ability to know when you're trying to eat something without them. That chip? Gone. That cookie? vanished. Don't even think about eating in peace ever again. You'll turn your back for 1 second, and that treat you were saving for later will mysteriously disappear, vanishing like a magician's trick and leaving you with nothing but the disappointed look of a Malinois who knows they've been wronged. Forget privacy, the Malinois has a radar for betrayal. Let's talk about their aggressive cuddles. The Malinois isn't a gentle lapdog. No, they are a full-contact, full-force cuddle machine. 1 minute, you're petting your dog, and the next thing you know, you're locked into a full-body bear hug, and your Malinois is using your arm as its personal pillow. If you try to get up, you'll find yourself in a wrestling match with an 80-pound dog who's convinced that they are just the right size for your lap. Goodbye, personal space. Hello, wrestling champ in fur form. The Malinois' obsession with everything new will leave you questioning your life choices. Buy a new vacuum cleaner? The Malinois will conduct a full investigation. Get a new couch? Expect the Malinois to launch itself on it and declare it their territory with a series of well-timed growls and boundary-pushing pawing. It's like living with a dog who's not just a pet. It's a change management consultant who takes no prisoners when it comes to handling the slightest variation in the household routine. You bought a new pair of socks? They'll inspect them for flaws with the seriousness of a detective interrogating a suspect. Is your life really yours? Or is it merely a place for your Malinois to investigate and rule with an iron paw? So, if you thought the Malinois was all sunshine and rainbows, you might want to reconsider. The dark side comes with a whirlwind of activity, emotion, and energy that only a Malinois can provide. But hey, if you're brave enough to embrace the chaos, then this fearless, energetic, and undeniably lovable breed is definitely ready to make your life more interesting. Malinois owners also need to be prepared to deal with the breed's strong prey drive, which can make them chase small animals, and their potential for anxiety or aggression if they're not properly trained. It's a lot to take on, and it's not a breed for the faint of heart. On top of all this, Malinois owners need to be aware of the breed's potential health issues, such as hip dysplasia and eye problems. In reality, owning a Malinois is a big responsibility, and it's not just about having a cool dog on your social media feed. It's about being able to provide the care, attention, and training they need to thrive. And if you're not willing or able to put in the work, you might end up with a dog that's unhappy, unhealthy, or even dangerous. I've seen it time and time again. Someone gets a Malinois thinking it'll be a great companion, but they're not prepared for the level of care and attention it needs. They start to neglect the dog, ignoring its needs and leaving it to its own devices. And before long, the dog becomes anxious, aggressive, or even destructive. It's a heartbreaking scenario, and one that can be avoided if owners just take the time to understand the breed's needs. I've heard stories of Malinois owners who thought they could handle the breed's high energy levels, only to find themselves exhausted and frustrated as their dog becomes more and more unruly. I've seen owners who didn't socialize their puppies properly, only to end up with a dog that's fearful or aggressive around strangers. And I've seen owners who didn't provide enough mental stimulation, only to find their dog developing destructive behaviors like digging or chewing. One story that really sticks out in my mind is about a Malinois owner who thought they could just leave their dog alone in the backyard while they went to work. At first, everything seemed fine, but as time went on, the dog started to develop anxiety and aggression. It would bark and whine all day, and even started to dig its way out of the yard. The owner was devastated and didn't know what to do. But by the time they reached out for help, it was too late. The damage was done, and the dog was almost unmanageable. Owning a Malinois can be incredibly rewarding, but it requires a serious commitment and understanding of the breed's needs. You need to be willing to put in the time and effort to train, socialize, and exercise your dog. You need to be patient and understanding, and you need to be prepared for the challenges that come with owning a high-maintenance breed. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you. Have you owned a Malinois, or are you considering bringing one home? Share your experiences or questions in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my video on dog training tips for more information on how to care for your furry friend.